and welcome. This is the inaugural episode of Tuning In with Thom. My name's Thom Jennings. I'm a music writer for the Niagara Gazette and the Lockport Union Sun and Journal. You might have read my concert previews for some of the art park shows or things at Seneca Niagara Casino, Falls View Casino, or different shows that are coming through the Western New York region, specifically the Niagara region. So this video podcast, whatever you want to call it, is going to be dedicated to all things music, and we'll start out by talking about things that are coming to the region. And if you had a chance to read my column this week, it's about the Strictly Hip. Now, if you're not familiar with the Strictly Hip, I don't know where you've been. Strictly Hip is the #1, in my mind, best tragically hip cover band in the region. And the tie-in to Niagara is the Niagara Falls, New York Music Hall of Famer. Bruce Wojcik is a member of the band, and Bruce is actually the one that introduced me to them. And I'll tell you, they do an incredible recreation of tragically hip material. Now, this is a residency that they hold at the 12th every single year, and this year it's 5 weeks in a row, and every single week they'll be presenting a new tragically hip album played from beginning to end in its entirety, authentic, great stuff. I had a chance to chat with Jeremy Hoyle. I've known Jeremy for years. He's a fun guy. I learned some new things about Jeremy. I had no idea Jeremy was originally from Canada. He actually moved here to the Buffalo region to be part of the Strictly Hip because there was such a demand for the group's music. And of course, a sad end note to that is the fact that Gord Downey, who's the lead singer of the Tragically Hip, passed away a couple years back. So really the only opportunity you have to enjoy Strictly Hip, or I should say Tragically Hip music in a live setting is going to be with the Strictly Hip. And trust me, it's worth it. And speaking of worth it, $40 gets you into all 5 shows, or you're going to pay $10 per show. But either way, it's a heck of a bargain. Now that leads me into the next thing, previewing a show that's coming up. And I have here a vinyl record. You know it's authentic because there's a chunk of the cover missing. And that's how you know that this is from back in the day. It's not one of those newer, fancier 180-gram pressings. But Billy Joel the Stranger, this is the album that really put Billy Joel on the map. I mean, Piano Man was, kind of getting him there, but by the time The Stranger came out, this guy was selling out arenas. So he's coming to New Era Field. Most of the tickets are at about $100 a clip. That's a lot of money. Now, people say to me, they go, "Hey, Thom, is there any way to get cheaper concert tickets for a show like Billy Joel at New Era Field?" And the short answer is kind of. Now, one of the things you have to be careful of, and people get caught into this, even with art park shows, is that there's these ticket reseller sites that position themselves as like official box office or whatever. Make sure before you buy a concert ticket that you're buying it from either tickets.com or from Ticketmaster, because those are the actual real ticket people, so to speak. In the case of Billy Joel, right now the regular tickets are running $100 and up. So the only way that you can get a discount ticket is through a reseller like, let's say, StubHub. So how do you do that? StubHub has a feature called Price Alert. So you can actually put into StubHub how much you're willing to pay for the ticket. It may go down to that price, it may not. It's a bit of a waiting game. So let's say you wanted to get a ticket for $50. The chances are you may not find one, but it could happen that the resellers have bought too many tickets, so at the last minute they're going to try to figure out a way to unload them. So what you'll get is an email. If you pay attention to your email on a regular basis, you hop in, pay $50, your fees, everything like that, it's still going to probably wind up being about $70, $75. But that's a way to get a little bit cheaper ticket for a stadium concert. And as far as just the logistics of going to a stadium concert, if you've been to a Buffalo Bills game, it's kind of like that. You're going to have people that are going to show up specifically, because the Billy Joel concert is on a Saturday. People are going to show up early in the parking lot. So what I did for the U2 concert is I had some friends that were in the parking lot, but I parked about 3 miles up the road. I hopped an Uber. At the end of the show, I walked up the road to a nearby fire station and hopped an Uber back, and I was in and out pretty easily. Otherwise, you should probably plan to get in there early, setting up, cooking something in the parking lot, getting in and getting out. Now, as far as that Motley Crue Def Leppard show, it may be a different story because you're looking at Joan Jett, Poison, Motley Crue, and Def Leppard. I assume Motley Crue is going to be at the top of the thing, but by the time you get through 4 artists, it's going to be a pretty long day. So you may want to figure out a way to get something to eat, and who knows, maybe that's one of those shows you might try to leave early to beat the crowd. But if you're trying to leave early, beating the crowd, chances are some other people might be leaving early, so you may not wind up getting out that early anyway. Anyhow, hope you enjoyed those tips. Not a huge fan of stadium concerts, but if that's where your favorite band's going to be, you got to figure out a way to get there, all right? Thanks for tuning in. Hope you enjoy this. We'll see you next Thursday.